Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Excuse me. Today is Monday, August 19th, 2024, and you are in the Java Cafe. My name is James Jimmy Hills, and I am your host. Glad to be with you this morning. Today is traditionally known as Mental Health Mondays, and it's an interesting day. For those of you that follow me or get the notifications when I go live, I went live last night, sort of in response to the shooting that happened at the Dominican Festival yesterday. And it was triggering. I kind of peaked last night because I got a few texts and folks were checking on me, and I was like, was it that obvious? And I watched a little bit last night, and I was like, oh. It was, you know, I was definitely triggered. I am glad to report and state that those that were shot, including, I believe, the teenager, were non-life threatening. So we're happy about that. But good morning, Jeff, 2 times, not DJ Jeff 2 times, but Jeff 2 times, because ain't nobody like him. But good to see you in the room, brother. And we're going to be hearing more about something he and I are doing in September, actually a month from today. And we're going to share more information about that later. But went live last night in reference to the shooting that happened. And, you know, as I stated last night, by national standards and gun safety standards, and I believe public safety standards, 5 people being shot is technically a mass shooting. And the roller coaster of seeing that, and then seeing that tweet that, you know, an underage teenager was hit, and not knowing all the details, particularly at that time, it was interesting. And so just went live to share some information with parents, and also for those that may have been there and heard the shots. And we're just going to do that again real quick this morning, in case you are on, and well, obviously you're on because you're here. But for those that are listening and may have experienced the incident, or eventually may find out, parents are probably finding out this morning that they may know some of the young people that were victims last evening. And so if you need some support and information, you can call 617-431-0125, 617-431-0125. Actually, it's weird because this is still highlighted from last night. I am going to put this link right there in the comments. And so you have this as a resource to either point folks to, or if you need it yourself, if you were there yesterday and heard about or was there and witnessed what happened and feeling some sort of way. And so that was the reason we went live last night. And so I'm not going to dwell a whole lot on the incident, but there is, as I stated last night, I've been conversing with some folks via text in reference to, and as I mentioned last night, Carnival is coming up this weekend. And unfortunately, those that, and I'm being very intentional here, those that feel that they have no other choice but to shoot, it's often been said that this coming weekend is a time that is taken advantage of for a lot of dangerous activity. And so it's interesting for the organizers. It's interesting for community. And there is a level of accountability, as I mentioned last night, that we in our community must take. And I didn't say too much about it last night, but I did point to the fact that those that are participating in the violence of one or two persons adjacent away from you. And what I mean by that is we, presumably, some of us are in the vicinity or around people that either we work with, family members in community, that we may have an inkling that someone that lives with them, that they care about, a partner, a child, a niece, a nephew, just might be involved in some activity. And I said last night there, with the balance of where your relationship is with them or whatever, figuring out a way to chat with them, one, about resources. And I know they're limited. And I know a lot of the folks that are participating in this don't go when there's a clip that AI generated of our last show with the mayor, and she didn't get a chance to answer the question. But there is a population that won't go into the centers. There's a population that won't seek services. And so how do we take an approach in community to share resources with someone that may be adjacent to someone that is participating in this activity? The other piece that I'm thinking about, and I asked a young man this that knows this space well, a couple of Christmases ago, I think it was actually during COVID, or it was 21, 22. And I said, yo, it was right around the time where I believe a young person was shot. And I asked him, I said, what is the message that we need to get to brothers to just get them to chill? And he said, yo, James, it's the kids. It's the kids. And some social media commentary. I have my own thoughts about those that are participating in the violence, where, and I want to give, if you understand the plight of some of these some are just clout chasing, but some have been so ingrained in this that they may have went out and felt their life was in danger. That's why a few minutes ago I used the terminology, feeling that they have no other choice but to shoot. And for some, and if you put yourself in their shoes, in that environment and a lifestyle, it's very, very different from what we're used to. Constant anxiety. Are you going to make it to the next day? Am I going to see somebody that I got beef with? A lot of it's on site. Yesterday may have been on site. From that perspective, if you feel your life is in danger, I can't say I get it because I'm not in it, for one. And me saying I get it means that I understand that your life being in danger, and I get your life being in danger, but there were kids there. And so, and it's interesting that Reverend Jeffrey Brown just jumped on, because some years ago we did this thing of the Season of Peace, and we did it from, I believe, the week of Thanksgiving until January 2nd. And what the notion of that idea was that we would ask from a harm reduction perspective. We didn't ask you to cease fire necessarily. We didn't ask you to stop and squash the beef necessarily. But what we did was, for the holidays, can you just not shoot? And it was impactful. And so where I am now is sort of just Real Boston Media and some others, Stacko, some influencers, that we just get a message out, not where the kids are. Not where the kids are. Not where the kids are. If we can get that ingrained in an algorithm, ingrained in first of all, from a harm reduction standpoint, not where the kids are. If you agree with that, type that, make that a post today, hashtag it, not where the kids are. So in reference to that, you know, and Michelle D. Smith right there, thank you. In reference to that, our mayor put out a statement. And I mentioned last night that I was, and I think Brother Joe Roll is over on Instagram. Shout out to Darian that just joined as well. Not where the kids are. And the mayor alluded to that. As I mentioned last night, I had attempted to try to get Dr. Isaac Yablo to come and chat with us about efforts and where he can just, you know, give an update. Media reports that these injuries were non-life threatening per the guy, Adam Gaffin at Universal Hub. I seen his article last night saying that they're non-life threatening, but we got to take into consideration that we still need to be able to celebrate culture. We still need to be able to go out in family. And so Mayor Wu issued a statement. I'm grateful to the festival organizers for hosting such a welcoming and well-attended event that thousands of people enjoyed throughout the day. And I'm deeply disturbed that anyone would seek to disrupt this family-friendly day with violence. That's my point here. I thank our first responders for acting quickly and joining the Boston Police Department in asking the public to share all available information to hold accountable those responsible for this. So shared a little bit on the accountability piece yesterday. And we in community are walking a fine line of our right to live peacefully, our right to be able to go outside to events with our children, the right for those who have been impacted by poverty, criminal legal system, that feel that they have no other choice but to shoot. And how do you balance the notion of, if you see something, say something, with the hood adage of don't snitch? We got the whole commentary about not snitching, what that really is. Because the truth of the matter is, when this lands in folks' front doors, there's a different perspective to wanting the public and those that know something to say something. So don't let it be by this landing on your front door be the thing that pushes you to how you balance not snitching, but then also ensuring that we have safe streets for our young people. So it is imperative that we figure this out with low numbers, with crime being down nationally. With all of that being said, a lot of those that were impacted yesterday are still in the neighborhoods and communities that where the numbers are lower. Those neighborhoods are still where the low numbers are. And that's something that we have to definitely be intentional about resolving. I see the Freedom House is over on Instagram promoting education. And there's always this notion of prevention, intervention. And I made reference to the mayor when she was on about this term that David Wright, I heard him say some years ago about postvention, which means once we've tried to prevent, that didn't work. Once we've intervened and that's not working, and then after we have seen to try to exhaust everything, post-intervention, now what do? You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's a lot of folks that need reentry services. I asked the mayor when she was on last time, at what level are they involved? At what level is Frank Farrell involved from the Black Male Advancement Office? It's all hands on deck to keep our community safe for those that are influential community leaders in government. But it's also on all hands on deck for our young people. And as I said a few minutes ago, and I'm going to say it again, not where the kids are. If we can help those that feel that they have no other choice but to shoot, to just from a harm, and if what harm reduction is basically the notion that, for example, if you have it, when I used to work with young people in substance use back in the day when marijuana was illegal, we didn't understand the benefits of of its consumption around PTSD and CBD for pain and joints and all of that other stuff. I would counsel young people that, was smoking a lot of weed and it was harmful to them. At that time, they were smoking Philly blunts and it was, all of that. And a harm reduction model means if you're smoking 5 blunts a day, one approach is, can you cut down to 4? And if you can cut down to 4, can you maybe think about doing 2 of them as a joint, or what they used to call spliff back in the day? And what it was, or what it is simply, as it says, reducing the harm of the activity of which the person is participating. And so if we can reduce the impact of, per the tweet last night, underage teenager hit, that's progress. Appreciation for life is the ultimate goal. But if we can have our community events and celebrating culture in peace where young people are, it's interesting to have to approach it like this to be really 100. But the reality is, for some of our young people and some old heads, this is life. And for them, life be lifing. The impact of their life be lifing impacts our lives as a community. You got the notion of activating parks, and it does promote safety. And then you have this. And so getting back to my point, if we can, for the next few days, put your thoughts about it and then end it with not where the kids are. It may not be proper English and all that other stuff, but the message will get out, not where the kids are. We have today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think there's something that happens on Thursday, typically leading in the carnival weekend. There's Juve Saturday morning, which I said in the beginning, unfortunately, for those that participate in this, there have been past trends that this weekend tends to be very interesting. And so if we can get folks to just understand, and I got to give or mention something what Brother Leroy Peoples and some others have said. If you know if you know it's on site like that, not where the kids are. And let me just name, as it was a thought, so I'm going to be authentic. Imagine being someone that you are of Caribbean descent. And for that one day, you want to go outside and celebrate your culture. Out of all the things you're going through, and you run into a situation where it's on site. We talk about mental health of all these other spaces of influencers and government people and whatnot. Just for a second, I felt that. just for a second, put yourself in the shoes of those that feel they have no other choice but to shoot. I can imagine. I'm not going to say I can't imagine, because I can. Of the anxiety and the fear and we try to be balanced in this space, and you know, some people, how can you balance those that are out there shooting? They're human. And for whatever life circumstances, for a portion, unfortunately, there are some that are just going to be about that life no matter what we do. But they're still human. And so, yeah, I can for a second, as it was a thought, consider the mental health of those that are participating in this. It's a lot. So if we can just help get the message out, y'all aren't the ones that need the message, presumably. But if you can help get the message out, not where the kids are. That's the theme for the rest of this summer. Not where the kids are. All right. Just going to go in and check some of the comments. Dina talks about the fact the cameras are around live. Someone watches them and they can rewind as well. That is how they catch a lot of people now. Mahogany, good to see you in the room, sister. It's a good idea to touch back on the discussions about installing the live cameras on the streets. The community should be involved in those situations. Michelle D. Smith, there's no such thing as not snitching. Rather, people need to adopt the mindset of ensuring community safety and not accepting violence as a norm in their neighborhood. And that is the thing that I think I talked about it last night, that there's a presumption that we've become so, and I don't know if it's a word, callousy, that it's happened so much that it just, we hear about it. And I got to be honest. This is an urgent thing. And all involved that contribute to, that have influence over, my purest hope is that everybody shares the same urgency. And that's how I'll frame that. That point, not where the kids are. That's the theme for this next week. Just a light thing that we do here in the Java Cafe to kind of break me up a little bit. Sharon Cornelius, who's a reverend. Keep us in prayer. Nariki Jordan, same thing. Not where the kids are. Not where the kids are. Again, if you need support, if you were out there last night, you can call 617-431-0125, or you can call 311 and ask about services. And not just in reference to that, but if you know someone, as I've referenced it, we're adjacent, 1 or 2 people away from folks that are in this. And so if you need to get them resources as well, thank you, Rev, not where the kids are. If that can be our theme from a harm reduction standpoint for the next few days, to ensure that our families can go and enjoy the park, enjoy culture safely. We have that right. And those that are participating in the violence too, that want and will take advantage of, when we can get them impactful ones, they have a right to a second chance. And so, not a whole bunch today. A few things I need to mention is 1 month from today, we will kick off, and there'll be more information coming out about this on September 11th, but we've went into partnership with a long-standing human service providing agency in the city around health services. Y'all about to get me started with these comments. This is why I don't look at them, because I have a whole bunch of commentary. So just to finish that point, save the date, Thursday, September 19th. This is specifically for those that are 21 to about 35, 40. STDs and STIs and HIV is on the rise. Syphilis is on the rise at a national level. And so we're going to take, again, and it's interesting because I haven't talked about harm reduction since being a youth worker, and we're taking a harm reduction and a real approach to it's cuffing season. It's the fall, and y'all know we be cuffing. So we're going to kick off it's cuffing season. And we don't know finish what the theme is, but we want you to be able to get to cuff safely. Don't get cuffed by STD. And so just wanted to mention a month from today, there will be an event. We got a DJ. It's going to be complimentary food. It's going to be at a bar. And we're going to hear from that partner. And so please save the date of September 19th. My mother just mentioned Mpox. I see monkeypox is on the rise as well. Seen a young man post about that the other day. To Kelly's point, get the street workers out there. We don't have street workers anymore of what we knew as BCYF street workers, that they aren't out there anymore. Sister Soraya says that we need police patrol out there. We do. That is helpful. That is definitely helpful. Having the appearance of blue and whites, though sometimes we've seen that folks have not cared if blue and whites were there. There was an incident a few years ago that blue and whites were posted up and a gun battle still went down. So, but to your point, I hear what you're saying, Sister Soraya. All right. And Kelly says therein lies the problem of not having street workers. We need more police patrol in big spaces, in any space for that matter. So, and we need community. We I think have gotten away from the village model, and with all that's going on in the world, with this violence, with things that are happening, Dina makes a good point. I'm going to show in a second. With all that's happening, Stacko is over, and I have to just acknowledge those that are over on Twitter that are listening. If you could help us, those that are watching on Twitter, you could retweet this, or just throughout the day, just simply put a sentence of your own thoughts, not where the kids are. If we can get that message out. But shout out to Stacko, who was the person last night that I was scrolling through Twitter and I seen his tweets and I was just like, wow. And that last one is the one that just took me out. So to Dina's point, there was a police presence yesterday. They were all over Franklin Park. Those or that shooter didn't care. And so again, going back to the notion, imagine you're in an on-site situation. I don't care who you are, whatever. You see a blue and white for a split second. You're like, there go Popo. And to still do that. And anyway, Michelle D. Smith, we need to be out living out the Inzubzaba 7 principles of Kwanzaa, 24/7, 365. Time to get back what it means to be a community and care for all members of the community. Tashad is in the building. Tashad, that was me that beeped at you on Dudley Street the other day. I started to text you, but I was driving. I've been trying to do better at not texting, driving. We have to invest in ourselves and be the change we want to see. We need to demand funding for street workers and allow space for formerly incarcerated folks to hold those positions. That is a model that in many, many cases, data, history, there's an impact there. And I got to shout out some folks that are still, well, shout out to everyone that are in those positions that are still doing the work, that are still reaching out to young people. And though they're not formally on a caseload, they're still in touch with them. And I know a few that are. So, all right, we talked about September 19th. Also wanted to mention to you that tomorrow morning we have a good friend and brother that's coming in. Eric Leslie will be with us. He is the founder of Union Capital, which is actually an entity that is in partnership with us here in the Java Cafe, where if you join Union Capital and you participate in community-driven events, you get points that lead to you getting gift cards for participating in community. Great model. Eric will be with us to talk more about what Union Capital does in community. And on Wednesday morning, we have the opportunity to speak with Jasmine McNeese. She's a community development enthusiast, and we're going to chat with her on Wednesday. And on Thursday, we're chatting with author and also TEDx Roxbury speaker, Jake Small, author of For Every Black Boy. And so that is our lineup for the rest of the week. Thank you. I have to thank the folks that participated, that came out for Black Java No Sugar No Cream last Thursday. Shout out to Taylor, as she told me to say, Taylor, Andre, Ms. Mo Phil, Mike Dees, and also Dart Adams, that came and really celebrated the culture and had a real conversation about influencers and how it is important that folks that look like me and Mike and Taylor and Mo and Dart himself, that we be able to tell our stories. And that's where you all come in, of promoting those that have positive impact on our community through social media and different platforms and different things they're doing in the community. It was a great conversation. We're in the process of editing it because one of our speakers got so excited, hit the table, and the camera said, poof. So we lost. I say, for some reason, I thought 23 minutes. We lost probably about, I was sitting there struggling. Though we weren't live, I'm sitting there trying to get it together. And so we got things working again. The women's segment is all set. They had no issue. But one of my guests got excited when I was just talking to the brothers and the camera disconnected. So we have to get that edited, and I want to do it right. And that's a little bit out of my range. So thank you for that. September 19th. Also, please keep in mind that is a busy week on September 16th, starting on September 16th. That is what, a month from today, 4 weeks from today. Y'all have enough notice. Java Cafe will open at 10 a.m. Somebody type 10 a.m. in the comments. For those of you that are on Twitter, forget the 10 a.m., but if you could just tap in a live chat, not where the kids are, please. But 10 a.m. starting on September 16th. We talked about September 19th. And I think that is it for me this morning. Don't have anything else to mention. And I'm not. Thank you, Pastor Marion. Good to see you in the room. Shout out to Mama Java that wanted to be there. Shout out to Michelle who was there. Thank you so much. September 16th. So Ma, 10 a.m. on September 16th. You're doing like me, missing up the days. Yes, y'all, my mother is in here. Remy. So can I say that we have a listener all the way over in London, over in Europe? You posting on social media so I could tell your business. Shout out to this queen who early on in the Java Cafe used to come and set the vibes with DJ New and whatnot. She is just out there blossoming and in love and got her little boo, and they over in Europe right now. Remy, I love you and thank you for bringing me some Black joy this morning. Good to see you in the room, sis. Safe travels, and at some point I need to meet this man, shake his hand, and just ask him a couple of questions. Okay, I know you got it, but just let me do what I do. Okay, love you. Kelly, how do we hold space for not where the kids are when the shooters are likely kids too? How do we hold space for them too? Ooh. Kelly, good question. So, them too. Their kids too. And that's a hard one. I'm not going to sit up here and fake the funk and try to give you a quick answer just to sound good. The first thing that comes to mind is the parents. How do we engage parents? And remember, I said a few moments ago that some of us are 2 or 3 people adjacent away. It's an oxymoron, but adjacent away from those participating. And so how do you reach out to that auntie? How do you reach out to that neighbor? How do you get services from it's interesting because this topic of the street workers has not come up lately, and that was their job. That for years we were able to say contact the street workers at BCYF. And so Kelly, I'm not going to fake the funk. The first answer I would say is we reach out and engage the parents as best we can. And so, yeah, very, very good question. And again, y'all, if we can get out here and ensure that we share information with those parents who are probably in some cases the first point of contact. And we have to go back to, I think it was Kelly's point earlier. There is some impact to OGs. If you all remember, Darren Howell came on a couple of years ago and he outlined and talked about the fact that if you're 14, you heard about old dude back in the day. He was locked up. He comes home and you give him a little bit of respect, but then you got this 40-year-old that's like 2 generations removed. I remember there was a lot of rumble and chatter that there were beefs within certain sets between the generations. And so, but that model does have some impact. And so I'm just not sure. And I have to, we don't have a lot of information, but while I was texting with the head of community safety, Dr. Yablo, this morning, because I was trying to get him to come and chat with us, he was all for it. And then unfortunately got notice. And as the information develops, and if we get the name, we'll say the name, but their Stacko again, at the same time had shared with us, I believe that a body was found down in the Seaport area. And so that was one of the reasons that was the main reason that Dr. Yablo was not able to join us this morning, but he did say that he would chat with me either live or do a pre-record. And so we will be chatting with him very, very soon. Oh, wow. Y'all have really typed this on Twitter. Not where the kids are. Vaughn, thank you, brother. And others. So I just got word, shout out to Real Boston Media that this just shared with me. I'm not sure who this, let me just check who the tweet is from. Maybe a reporter. The city state has approved much shorter Carnival Boston morning Juve, as I referred, on this Saturday, 8/24, not on Talbot and not on Morton Street as expected. Franklin Park, only Shattuck, Blue Hill, 5 a.m. gathering follows a mass shooting on Talbot last year. The decision precedes the mass shooting last night at the Dominican Festival in Franklin Park, reportedly with 5 shots around 8:45 and continued. And so I'm not sure who this writer photographer. Oh, okay. This is a young man from the Dorchester. I've seen this guy in community before. So a writer from the Dorchester News just shared that Juve is at 5 a.m. much shorter. It will not take place on Talbot Ave and Morton Street as expected. Franklin Park only Shattuck to Blue Hill. 5 a.m. gathering follows a mass shooting on Talbot last year. So Juve has been impacted, not the city and state, because a lot of that area does belong to the state. So dual jurisdiction there between the Boston Police Department and the state state troopers. So that news just came out a couple of seconds ago. Thank you to Real Boston Media for sharing that with me. And I got to, because when folks do it to me, I got to give credence to this right hand man, exactly how it sounds on Twitter, at right as in writing hand man. Just share that information. And so thanks, Real Boston Media, for making sure that we had that information. So from what Tashad is saying, she heard about the changes last week. So, and Sister Soraya makes a very, so not only not where the kids are, but we got to take them, because we're going to stick to the point for those that, Alexa, cancel. Sorry, y'all. That hasn't happened in a while. Okay. Tashad, thank you. So it looked like it was breaking, or, oh no, Real Boston Media. Sorry, I didn't check the date. So that's an update for those that didn't know, that may, and it's a sad, I thought it, so I'm going to say it. It's a sad reality that a lot of people that go out and want to celebrate the culture sometimes choose not to because of incidents like this. And so hopefully this will make the celebration of the culture a lot safer. So thanks again, Real Boston Media. Kelly, do not be laughing at me and Alexa. Anywho, I'm going to get ready to get off of here, folks. Please remember to, Aaron is in, oh, thank you. See, I love TDS. Aaron is in the building, live from Chicago out of the DNC. We wanted to let you know that we will be able to check in, maybe with Aaron, but definitely Anthony, out at the Democratic National Convention. And so, because it's a thought, I'm going to say this. And how can I say it? Because no matter how I say it, some of y'all are going to think I'm capping. In a political realm, I believe our mayor is a delegate for the Democratic National Convention, and probably had just got or getting ready to get out of here to go to the DNC. And so I know trolls are probably going to, how is she at the DNC? If she posts to make a statement, or she runs into Anthony and Anthony can get her to do a video, how is she there, and what happened here? That and for some, I got to give balance, that for them is a valid concern. And so with that, as a delegate of the DNC, part of the Democratic Party, and they looking at the mayor. Let's keep it 100. Because who was, Taylor talked about this the other night on Black Java, No Sugar, No Cream. That I doubt that, I don't know when, but I doubt that, the mayor is her only stop. Who knows? I mean, now with her having, another child, it's a girl. I don't know what influence that will have on her political aspirations. And so, and the Real is also sharing with us that there was a lot of stuff happening last night, even at the casino, down on Seaport. And it just made me think of the information about the body that was found down there. We don't know who that is. And my hope, well, one of my thoughts was, a few days ago, I saw a missing persons report of someone, and they were last seen down by the Barking Crab in that area. And whenever you see those stories about someone missing by the Seaport, you just, so. All right. To the point I was going to make a few minutes ago and got off track. Anthony will either send videos, or he and I will go live. I know one night we're definitely going live. Hopefully that'll be Thursday after the night Kamala accepts the nomination, but maybe tonight. I did hear from some sources that there is going to be a video production prior to Joe Biden speaking. And rumor is that is going to, for those of you that are into politics, are aware of him and have followed him, or just became aware of him, and we call him Uncle Joe. And now, he's taken on this grandpa-esque persona, based on what's going on with his cognitive things and whatnot. They said it's a tearjerker. And for the political pundits and the political junkies and all that other stuff, and let me just check my schedule. I plan to be in the house watching the DNC every single night this week. Joyce Linehan put up a post up. What did she say? I'm looking forward to watching TV or something this week. She ain't the only one. So shout out to all the political junkies that are paying attention. Shout out to everyone from Boston and the state that went to the DNC. This is what happens in politics. And it for folks like me and others, this is y'all see I'm stuttering. I love politics for the purpose of getting policy done and equity, but some of the behind the scenes and personalities and processes and people and it's just something that just I'm intrigued by it. So anyway, 9:50 UCB, y'all get an hour today. Kelly brings up a point. How is packing more people into a limited space going to make stuff safer? You asking all type of questions this morning, Kelly. My first thought there would be it's a more controlled environment. There is more dense people together. And so, if something's going to happen and it's not far spread open where maybe more people can see, I don't know. I'm not a public safety person. But that, it's interesting because that decision Tashad and Real Boston Media, thank you for highlighting the time difference. Highlighting the time difference. And so that decision was made last week prior to last night. So told somebody this morning, the next few days are going to be very interesting and instrumental in any decisions for further amendments to the festivities of this weekend. And so I just thought it, so I had to name it. Yeah. Again, if you have thoughts, especially, I got to shout out the folks. It's interesting for the charter members of the Java family. I got to attribute this to our partner in this work and space, the Real Boston Media. There are 400 people right now listening on Twitter. And so I would love for you to participate and hear your thoughts. Twitter X is a whole different world and space. And so there is the way you do it. You click the live and you go in the live chat. Now, if somebody can do me a favor, just go over on Twitter and test it just to make sure that I'm not lying. I think I can do it. I'm not sure. And after this, we're going to get off of here. Because UCB, y'all ain't slick. Y'all are going to try to get 90 minutes out of me today. I'm joking. All right, let's see what happens. All right, turn the volume down. So right there, y'all excuse my phone. It needs to be wiped. If you click that live chat, let me go in there and see if people are in there. No, ain't nobody in there. But I want to hear what y'all are saying on Twitter. I want to hear your thoughts on Twitter. Pam brings up a good point that not a jerk at all, sis. You're in this space and know this and have been doing this. Speaking of BCYF back in the day, excuse me. Not being a jerk, but also naming that most summer programming ended last week or the week before that, shaking my head. That is definitely true. And Kel, okay, so Twitter is... Kelly, thanks for making me laugh. Okay, I can see it in Twitter and I can see your comment here. Thank you. Is this the Kelly that I think? I got to go back and look and see which one this is. Twitter. I want to hear your thoughts going forward. And we may wind up doing some Twitter Spaces things soon because a lot of the audience, y'all has transitioned over to Twitter. So Stack. All right, so I'm kind of fanboying right now. This young man is a very humble, unassuming, real brother. And is a service and a servant to our community. Those of us that move in the safety space and community safety and just, what's going on in community. I think it was Tashad that typed earlier. Shout out to Stacko for always keeping us informed. I can't find it, but they were talking about you earlier. Tashad mentioned you earlier, Stacko. And so I just want to give this man, along with Real Boston Media, see, I love these two brothers. I just want to acknowledge his service to community. And if you remember, the mayor, I think it was last year, she said and admitted that sometimes before, if she hears something or whatever, or before the police commissioner can confirm it, the mayor, like all of us, what does she do? She said it out of her own mouth. He goes to Twitter and checks Stacko's page. This morning, when Real Boston Media and I were texting, I became aware of the body in Seaport, and the first thing I said to the Real Boston Media was, "Let me go check Stacko." And so, brother, I won't say his government, but brother Stacko, we appreciate you, man. We honor you. Thank you for your service to community, sir, and for keeping us aware of what's going on and clarify. Oftentimes, you for us clarify some things that are on social media. And what's the first thing we do? We go to Stacko on Twitter to see. And so I know there was some stuff a few months ago about the frequency of the signal changing, and you may not have as much access or whatever. I don't know where that is, but we need to do what we need to do to make sure this brother stays in service to community and for keeping us aware. And so, what did I do? Okay. I'm going to get ready to get off of here because I got to, I think I'm in trouble. But shout out to the folks over on, look at Twitter. We're growing, y'all. We're growing. I don't have no more coffee to sip because y'all done messed me up this morning. Okay, Twitter. I put people onto Stacko every day. It is a much needed service. Pam, Stacko out here keeping us up to date for years. And if I told y'all what he does for this ain't his full-time gig. What he does for his full-time gig is a whole nother service to community. So Adrian, all right. UCB, y'all look like y'all going to get a little bit more time today because folks are going in on Twitter. So going forward for the 400, this is crazy. For the 400 plus of y'all that are listening on Twitter, if you click that live chat, you can be a participant live in the Java Cafe on the conversation. Twitter's a whole different world. And so we would love to have you here. Charter members and those that from the Facebook space or whatever, do me a favor in the comments. Welcome all the new Java family over on Twitter. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Tashad said, this is how it should be. You shouldn't end stuff until you run out. Tashad, I straight up, when I saw the preview, I thought you was going to speak to community. This is how it should be. You shouldn't end the show until you run out of coffee. Tashad, sometimes I sit down here with about 4 or 5 sips left. And y'all have seen times that I'm like, wow, there's almost 500 of y'all over on. Again, I got to shout out the brother. it's interesting because people don't understand that in 2024, a 3-second action of a retweet and a share can really help Black-owned businesses. This brother doesn't have to. And got to give him some flowers. Thank you for your influence on me and keeping me together. Because if y'all could see some of the stuff that this brother has tried to, that thing right there, Stacko. We are a team, dedicated team of volunteers who sacrifice. I stand, he said his name, cannot take any credit. So shout out to the Real Boston Media team. Shout out to the Stacko team, D1, D2, D3. I think those are the shifts that they do. See, I be paying attention. Mama Java is welcoming all the folks over on Twitter. Almost 500 of y'all. That is crazy. Shout out to Sharon Cornelius. Welcome all newcomers and our charter members. Shaw, don't say that. He'll start spilling coffee. I ain't messing with y'all. All right. Wow. Okay. So today is becoming very interesting, but I am going to get ready to wrap up. Shout out also to the folks over on Instagram. Pam done switched. Where'd she go? Now, I'm also learning that Twitter takes a couple of seconds to come through because Pam just commented on Twitter and it didn't come through yet. So, wow, this is crazy. Michelle D. Smith, truth, sharing on social media is how I show support as you do for anyone who is in my life circle. If you're doing something, I post on my personal and NMPC, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn as you do. Kelly said it's a whole party. Y'all know I used to DJ. We could put some music on as we get ready to go because you know they're gonna kick me off as soon as I put music on. All right, we'll stick around here for a few minutes while you all are here. Don't forget, September 19th, we will kick off cuffing season. Your Healthy Java cuffing season. We're gonna have some real conversation. We're gonna talk about the stats. Like STDs are rising, y'all. Syphilis is rising nationally. So don't forget September 19th. Don't forget also every third Thursday as of right now is Black Java, no sugar, no cream. And let me tell you, it was a little vibe the other night. The bar was open. We had some very good food. We had pizza. We had chicken skewers. We had vegan meatballs. And if you had any of these vegan meatballs, I'll eat those before chicken or beef. Them, Lord have mercy. Those things. Shout out to Brother Cameron. I need to get more LinkedIn. More LinkedIn hit. Man, please. LinkedIn is not a space that TikTok. So yeah, Tashad, we're launching this new campaign with the health services entity in this city. Cuffing Safely season. There it is. There's our theme for this initiative. Cuffing Safely season. Cuffing season is real. And before this turns into a Java After Dark, I'm going to get ready to wrap up here. But cuff safely, because you don't want to get cuffed. I'm not going to go there because this is not Java After Dark. Real Boston Media, the meatballs though, it was, but that's what I'm saying. So listen, the next time y'all hear about a Black Java, no sugar, no cream, where we celebrate the culture, telling our stories, celebrating our Black joy, and highlighting our Black excellence, oh, you need to be there. And again, shout out to Mike Dees, shout out to Dart Adams, shout out to Taylor, Andre, and also Mo Phil. So listen, Adrian, good to see you in the room. Vegan ain't meat. Wait. Stacko, I can't stand you. I just never really bruh. All right. See, y'all about to make this after dark. So Cameron said, Real Boston Media over on Instagram, cuff safely and wrap up, literally. That we might have to add that into the campaign. Cuff safely and wrap up, literally. And then what do we say for the women? because women can also, they have ways. There's the female do folks still use, is the female condom still something? Can y'all sisters help a brother out? But back to I need the translation because the fact that he put this in Creole, I don't know what it means. Somebody help me out. Wait. Okay, so hold on, stop. Okay. We're somewhere between getting cuffed in balls. Okay, so Stacko, let's start with the superficial and end with the important stuff. Stacko said that, wait, vegan isn't meat. But what do we call them? Vegan meatballs. And it never dawned on me that that's an oxymoron. So then the thing I was going to say was, do we call them vegan balls? Just the fact that I said balls has an implication. And now I'm looking at the comments. Wait, lying. Sorry, can't help you with the women cuff. No, Sharon, that's not. So, well. We will not, Tashad. If you walked into an event and saw that on the menu and it said vegan morsels, would you try it? Yeah, bro. You mentioned the vegan balls and started this, and y'all are going in over on Twitter. For the other 400 some odd folks, can y'all jump on Twitter and just say hi and say y'all here? All right. Adrian, let me tell. All right. I'm not eating that. I thought you said not editing that. Tashad said, I would try a good vegan morsel. Okay. So we got, who said what? Bruh. I'll just stick with the vegan meatballs. Nah, Kels, we did it. We, as a community, like Stacko said about his crew, we did this. Java with Jimmy is trash without y'all. What I be on here talking to myself? There have been a couple of times back in the day. I remember days when I would go live and it would, for like the first 15 minutes, there'd be two people on, my mother and my aunt. So anyway, Selena Rankin is in the building. Good to see you. And her and that Java Nation will always trip me out. My brother. I think this is who, y'all names really be messing me up on Instagram. I think I know who it is and then find out it's not. To Cam's point, again, I never seen one in real life, only sex ed, talking about the female condom. Can y'all get back to me and let me know, is a female condom still real? Can't wait, hold on. All right, I got to stay up where they cater. Beauty by Alexia, and I'm messing up names here. The vegan meatballs were catered by, I forgot the name. The place over at Southline. And they are really, really good. Okay, I'm catching up on Instagram. I can see what's going on Twitter on here. All right, y'all. Sharon Cornelius, y'all done left Facebook and went over to Instagram. She's saying, what is a vegan morsel? All right, let me stay focused because y'all got me everywhere right now. Okay. Son of, I wish I could know who this is. That Brother Nelson? Text me and tell me if you got my number. Text me and tell me who you is. But he said he's been a vegan for a year. Cam said he is not messing with vegan morsels. So, okay. Stacko, we do have some Black Joy over here. Mama Java just joined what? Twitter. Lord Jesus. All right. Y'all done made me tired this morning. I'm tired. Thank you all for being here. It really means a lot. And come back often. Our purpose and our goal is to share information and resources, often in fun, with a lot of animation from me. but we're in this space and started because we wanted to be a service to community. And we have some fun. I post food pictures and I don't post as much because the team told me I'd be messing up the grid. So I got a whole bunch of pictures. I cooked last night. I made some dope chicken salad and some lettuce wraps. I'm going to show y'all right now in case y'all don't believe me. Trying to be a little healthy. So we talk about health. We talk about, we love you too, Mom. My mother has left, her and Sharon. They left Facebook and they went over to Instagram. Shout out to the seniors and the elders who navigate social media and technology. We have to name that. And also to take everything back. Adrian, yes, ma'am. This is every morning at 9 a.m. until September 16th. And then on September 16th, we're going to start at 10 a.m. because as you see, for some reason, 9:45 to 10 o'clock. I think it's because people, and I know I know it's what it is. Folks coming in at 9 o'clock, and people have said this to me, Jimmy, I'm just getting in at 9 o'clock. First of all, I don't watch you. I put on a headphone, put it on Facebook or whatever, and I listen to you. But it's hard for some people to do that at 9 o'clock because they're just getting in the office. Now, you should be getting in the office at 8:50 so you could start work at 9 o'clock. But I'm not going to go there. That's what my pastor used to talk about. You get there at the time you're actually late. But anyway, so we are moving to 10 o'clock. But Adrian, to answer your question, we are here every morning at 9 a.m. for now. And then starting on September, we're here every Monday through Thursday at 9 a.m. and then starting at 10 a.m. on September 16th. So thank you for being here. Selena, love you too. This is a good friend of my mother. She knew me before I was born. So Selena knows. Today is the 19th. It's a big day, huge big day. Outside of, we got the 500 people here. Real Boston Media, tell me, am I missing something? Let me go to text because he's one of few that will text me in the middle of a show. Aw. I just got his other text. All right. I'm saying that word too much because y'all got me stuck and I'm not ready to go. I'll stay here with y'all as long as you all are here. What we're going to do for a quick second is just take a quick break. There I go with that arm again. See, y'all got me nervous. I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be back with you in just a couple of seconds. So we're back. We're going to get ready to wrap up. And I'm about to do something that he's probably going to say is real mushy, but he told me, you all, and I think it happened on here one time, you all are aware, and he is a huge part of my development as a influencer. Started out as a commentator and have embraced that influencer. And I've gotten to know this brother a lot in the last couple of years. I thought it was 3, but it's been 2 years that we've been rocking. And he just shared with me that today his mother transitioned some years ago, no longer with us, but today is her heavenly birthday. And so I'm going to ask you all to do me a favor. Some of you know some folks that are behind the brand of the Real Boston Media, but one of them is a dear friend. Y'all don't need to know who it is, but if you could just if you all could put in the comments, and for those of you that are on Twitter that follow them as well, put a real happy birthday. A real capital R, capital E, capital A, capital L. Please do me a favor and put that in the comments. And I got scolded because I'm saying I'm a lot, and I'll be real with you all. Am I low key, like, not nervous, but am I low key, like, excited or happy, or just, this is virtual? But to me, it's like 500 people walked into a studio in a room. And so that's how much I appreciate you all being here and y'all staying and watching. So I appreciate it. And thank you, the mothers in here. Definitely for those that know that part of the Real Boston Media, have adopted them. So we just want to celebrate Mama Real, as we'll call her. And I'll probably, I was just told if I say one more time. So we're going to get ready to wrap up. UCB members, don't forget, Eric will be with us tomorrow at 9 a.m. and you'll probably get bonus points. Jasmine will be with us on Wednesday and Jake on Thursday. So for those of you, this is your first time here, I'm going to go back to Twitter to see if you all followed and wished Real Mother a happy born day. Oh, Mama Java just actually joined. Was on. Ma, stay in one room. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It always cracks me up that at 52 years old, I can still say Ma like I'm 14. Anyway, I need to go get more coffee. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Also, please remember, we deviated away from our first topic, but I want to remind folks, please never, ever get it twisted. It's about the awareness and resources and action toward equity. I'll laugh, I'll joke, I'll post food, I'll be reckless and ratchet. But if that can get you in, that viral video that went out, if that can get you in and you find out about mental health, or you find out resources for lupus, or you find out that you need to go ahead and get your breast examined, or you find out if you're a trans man, you still need to get your breast examined, or you're a trans woman, you still need to worry about your prostate. Yep, we go there. That's what we do. So not to get too far off. What was I getting ready to do? I think I was getting ready to wrap up. Okay. I'm going to get off of here before I get in trouble. Kels, thank you. Resources. See, I got off about the resources and got distracted. 617-431-0125. It has been quite a few comments since I posted the link in the comments. And so if this thing works with me, come on. I am going to post the link in the comments again in reference. And thank you all for this morning being a distraction away from a lot that was bothering me in reference to what happened yesterday. So I appreciate you all are definitely a service to me. So it is much appreciated. For real this time, we're going to get ready to get wrapped up. Neil is in the building. Don't forget, party in the park, play in the park. He's going to kill me. On September 8th, another significant national holiday in this world. My birthday, September 8th. We're going to celebrate it in the Java Cafe on Thursday, September 5th. Only 2 times a year. I put up the Cash App and all that. Is birthday and anniversary. And so we're going to have a little birthday get together virtually on Thursday the 5th at 9 a.m. Thank you to Real Boston Media. Thank you to Stacko, and thank you to everyone that is over. Love you too, Pam. Folks are still commenting over on Twitter and wishing the Real Mama a special birthday. The other thing is, for those of you that applied for the Boston Exchange collaboration with Jaylen Brown, emails go out today. I applied. And and the team did it for me. And so I don't get the emails, they do. And I'm not going to bug them. Y'all just pray that an email comes in from Jaylen Brown's camp today. Talk about we made it to the second round and we want to speak with you. That would be so awesome. Not just for the funds, but to tap into that network. And one of the things they ask is, what support do you need? And I asked to be connected with the industry person that does this. So y'all pray. I believe it's going to be favorable towards us. Shout out to Jaylen. Shout out to Jason too. Glad he's coming home where he celebrated here. I'm not going to get into all that other stuff. Oh, Lord. Sister Saraya went over to Instagram too. Yo, y'all mothers board. For those of you that don't know, we got a whole group of mothers, average age about maybe 60, 65. They pray. They move together. They do stuff. All right. Tashad, I believe that thing. I believe it will be favorable as you do. That part I struggle with, but I believe it will be favorable. We can go with that. And Stacko getting us back to where we need to stay focused, not where the kids are. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm getting ready to wrap up. And that's it. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with Brother Eric Leslie to talk about what Union Capital is doing in the community, their contributions that they contribute to. Michelle D. Smith said, I submitted an application with my sister Alda Marshall Witherspoon for the Witherspoon Institute. Amen. I'm claiming it now, Key. It is mine. There's mother. Doors open. All right, folks. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Have a great day. And don't forget, Eric will be there with us. And that's it for me. Peace, everybody. Twitter, folks, go hit that follow button. And don't forget, the next few days, not where the kids are. Not where the kids are. Say it with me. Not where we going into the Democratic National Convention. They're going to be chanting all weekend. Not where, in all seriousness, not where the kids are. Appreciate each and every one of you.